Hello, my name is Natasha Emerton and welcome to week 3 of tips and tricks on how to draw realistically. Today I'll be showing you how to draw ears and noses. As said before, today I'll be teaching you how to draw eyes and noses, which one is my favorite and one I really don't like. So let's start with my personal favorite, drawing eyes. Here you can see I've already drawn a few eyes. One is more realistic and one again is more cartoonish. And I'll be showing you how to draw those in a more realistic way. So first thing I'm going to do is take a picture with my phone of my eye. And as said before in last week's video, I highly recommend using a handheld mirror. I don't have one. I don't think I'm going to get one anytime soon. So I highly recommend using a handheld mirror. So when drawing realistically, as stated in my first video, you want to have a continuous look at the picture, presuming good hand-eye coordination. If you really have to, you can't really turn this upside down, so if you have to, take a picture, print it out, and then turn it upside down. Just make sure it's... Shut up, Daniel! Shut up! So today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw eyes. Here I have an example of a more cartoonish eye and a more realistic eye. Both of them were not drawn at the same time, but I'm going to teach you how to draw the more realistic eye for our purpose. So, as I said before, I highly recommend using a handheld mirror or the bathroom mirror instead of a phone, but if you are going to use a phone, just make sure you get the whole eyebrow in there thing. And then also, if you feel like you can't do this, as I mentioned before in my first video, a good way to trick the mind into drawing an eye is to turn it upside down. So if you really need to, I'd print it off and turn it upside down. A good way to trick the mind into drawing an eye is by turning the picture up. A good way to trick the mind into drawing an eye without actually knowing you're drawing an eye is by printing off a picture of it, turning it upside down, and then just drawing what you see, not actually telling your mind that you are drawing your eye. So, as before, I'm going to look purely at the picture, trying to draw my eye. As you can already see, I've started drawing my eye. So I drew the bottom eyelid, which has 2 lines, and I sort of curved up from there. And my top eyelid, which I did not add on any eyelashes, which a lot of people are like, well, what about the eyelashes? It looks so unnatural. But you want to add that at the end when you're shading everything in. I drew the top line, which is actually where my eyelid sort of folds over when I have my eye open. And I have already drawn in my iris and the start of my pupil. As you can see, I sort of already did a big no-no. I did my iris all in freehand. As you can see, I already did a big no-no. I did my iris all in freehand when I really should have done my iris with a penny, with the top half of it just a little bit just notched on the actual eye. So I do recommend using a penny to actually draw that in and not try to do it freehand like I did. So now I will go on to doing my eyebrow, which is just, it sort of lines up with just the top of my, or the base of my tear duct. So, and I got some oddly shaped eyebrows, I can tell you that one. Now, you think, oh wow, she put that up there really high. That is actually really the space between your eye and your eyebrows. So even though you think that is too high up, that is actually the real live distance. So after I have done this, I will go back and I will shade my eye in with my pencil. So I see all this dark space here, which is shadows, and I have my eyelashes in now. Whatever you do, do not draw the eyelashes straight up. I swear, girls, we do not have eyelashes that go straight up. If you want to draw in a few bottom eyelashes, go ahead. I don't really care for it, but people do. Shading down here a little bit. And that is how you draw an eye. Next, we're going to move on to my least most favorite subject, and that is your nose. So I'm going to take a picture of my nose. And so my nose is very big. I've always felt self-conscious about my nose. So I'm going to take a picture of your nose. And when drawing the nose, as you can see in this drawing here, I've already made the mistake of drawing in the actual lines of a nose. So like I took a circle and I drew in the circle and I actually drew in the lines of a nose. That's a big no-no. You don't really want to do that. What you want to do when drawing a nose is you want to like gently shade it in. A nose has no real lines except maybe the nostril holes, and that's about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a circle, if I grab the right pencil. My 2H, I'm looking for my H because I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. Never lose track of your pencils. So I'm going to take a circle. I'm going to start drawing it in. Now I'm going to draw in a fairly big circle because I have a fairly big schnauzer there. And then, as you can see here, you sort of want to give it that sort of curl, which, actually I'm going the wrong way, so you want to give it this kind of curl. It's a convex curl? It's a concave curl? It's a concave curl. It's a convex curl. I have no idea. But yes, you want to give it that, and then sort of go up for the nostril holes. Don't shade them in. Whatever you do, don't shade these in. And I know my nostril holes are pretty big, so I'm going to go over this other side. And I'm not going to shade them in. No, sorry. So that's actually what my nostril holes really actually look like. So I'm going to erase this gently, leaving my other lines there. I'm going to draw this back in. And there you go. That's basically all there is to drawing a nose. The rest of the nose is literally just shading it in. So I'm going to take my H pencil and I'm going to lightly shade this in. Shade, 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 shade. Oh, ew, look at the boogers in her nose. I'm such a weird person. And as you can already tell, my nose sort of weird, so I'm going to go and give it that sort of a lip that it has there. Now, I did mention that I don't really like drawing noses, so no, this is not my best nose. If anything, I would avoid drawing noses altogether if I could. Drawing noses is scary because you get to see what your nose actually looks like. And ta-da! That is the best interpretation on how to draw a nose. Next week, we will actually start our self-portraits in black and white, and we will be using the value scale, the line drawings, and the facial features that I just taught you when drawing your own self-portrait. I'll see you then.